well, pulled into an undertow. In my case, perhaps fucking drowning, because Arnold acts like an anchor sometimes. Sometimes that's a damn good thing. I need grounding. But fuck. Have you met Arnold? You know this fool? 1 in 1,000 says you know someone that knows Arnold. I promise you. So skip to the left again. I'll next note the moments where I hear, roll with those punches. And I'm reminding you again, this is an undertow. We're drowning. We're drowning. And then I think, this is an adaptation. I think, well, with Arnold's help, it's similar more like to stop, drop, and fucking roll. Why? Because perhaps you need to recharge your flaming ass. Or perhaps maybe you're just faking this bullshit all along. Well, in some cases, I'd like to think that it happens to be more like, well, I think I've fallen and I fucking cannot get up. Arnold says, get your ass up. Get up, honey. The sun is shining. It's another fucking day. Like, Arnold, God damn it, man. Go the fuck away. Why are you here? Oh, that's right. He's here every day. You met this fool? I'll remind you, 1 in 1,000 says you know someone that knows this asshole. I promise you. Yeah, well. Thanks to Arnold, I'd like to say, for all those special moments when you've better acquainted me with, you ready for this? The walls, the floor, many articles of, not clothing, but furniture. Yeah, I found lots of those. Chunks of furniture in the room. I'll try those on with Arnold in the room too, because he likes to push you into shit. It's awesome. And yet then there's also the floor. We're now intimately acquainted. The floor guy. Dear Arnold, that little bitch took a bow. Can you believe that? Do you know? He asks. Part 2, where we develop our love of self. The grouping adaptations of these moments upon moments upon moments upon moments upon moments upon moments. They blind me. First seat, said Arnold. Daring to breathe, to stand, to be. Be what, I asked. Be what? Repeatedly, I asked. Please tell me. Again and again. Be heard amongst the voices. Many that without you, they could just go unheard, unsaid. 1 in 1,000 says, you know this guy, you know someone that does. Well, I promise you, we're a quiet bunch. But we know Arnold is our friend. First see, Arnold told me. Again, like I said, I'm daring to breathe, to stand, to be. This is that thing I do again and again, repeatedly. Be heard among the voices, I said. Yes, unsatiated, pending forever. I'm waiting. Arnold, my old friend. Who is she, he asked. Do you remember? Under the Bay Bridge I walk, intentionally and to myself, I'm debating those perfect lines in the horizon. It's more than one if you look careful enough. Amber kisses, bliss, that dawn, that brightness. I'll remember the way this feels. I'll remember the way this feels. Always brightness. In my dreams of dreams, there are some days I admittedly think, I feel this tremendous fogginess, and I think, Arnold, you're here. This world of layers of madness, the things I cannot hold back. Hold on spirits? You say spirits with my fellow mankind. But you forgot those of us. Stepping in those 1 to 1,000. We're not a part of the group. So as I said, best put by K. Misa. Believe me, there is something worth loving beneath this chaos. And Arnold smiles at me. Ah! Do you know who she is? I do completely find that I cannot see simply the darkness. The darkness, she looms, she soon looms, looking into me. thought I was looking for a bit of darkness, but no. That was just the path to madness, to Arnold, to meeting this endless bliss. And I'm learning still those limits, those things taught by society, those limits. We the attitude. Wait, Arnold, did you say we the attitude? I did. You did. We the attitude in the background. Think she presents maybe more, and it prevails upon me. Tight, styling, irreplaceable shoes. This walk I'll take. This is far beyond the shitstorm, Arnold says. If I knew that tomorrow the world would go to pieces, I would still plant my apple tree, quote unquote, Martin. Did you hear that one lately? I have neither. Arnold assures me that it'll be okay. He's got his arm over my shoulder. You met this guy? 1 out of 1,000 says you have. You know him. By the way, he's an asshole. Arnold is an asshole. I'm just stating that now. When you figure out who Arnold is, you'll agree he's an asshole. But until then, I resist. Far apart this world, there's a vastness, a hustle. Like those damn trees, they just keep growing, hustle. Hell, I think I'm engaged to Arnold. Who's an engagement? Arnold's a bitch and he's mine, I guess. Not sure what to make of that. So I smile and I let it go and walk to the end of the plank and dive in. Arnold says, "Are you sure?" "Do you know who she is?" he asked one more time. And then one more, he asked, "Do you know who I am?" I simply have chosen to close my eyes. I tell her as I'm going under. Arnold asks again, "Are you sure?" This is an introduction to Arnold, my very bestest friend, my favorite pain in the ass and favorite asshole. Arnold Chiari malformation. This is for those out there, 1 in 1,000, you know us. Motherfuckers that have brain surgery that you people think are a joke. But Arnold's a friend of mine, and the biggest asshole I know. And believe it or not, you know him too. Unfortunately, that's a fact. Brain surgery does suck, and Arnold actually is an illness. This will be the only time that I state that in public, for as long as it takes me to finish writing the rest of the damn book, so. Okay, one more, and this is short, and it's called Stan. By short, I mean short sentences, 1 or 2 words. Everyone's favorite cut. Hello? Can you hear me now? Okay, I'm over that. All right, do something faster.
Going faster?
Yeah, come on, come on. He likes sweaty.
Okay.
I think you were asking how many slow ups. Can you do something faster? I've got something. Stan is feisty. We like Stan. Arnold and I like Stan. I'm only admitting that though because this is the International, Beat Festival, and you guys are people I know and crazy enough to actually tolerate hearing that. You're like, brain surgery? Wait,
So
it's actually crazy.
Do you want like an actual tune?
Ah, just go for it. Just practice it.
Do whatever you want, man.
I know. Pressure. Make shit up. Okay, there you go. Stand. Breathe. Conceive. Now I see you dreaming. I am here. Can you see me? Step. This isn't just as permission. This is a syndrome, a daydream, something of my mental fucking condition. Here I am. I came to see you. I came to play. I came to read, but this day I'll stay. It's familiar. It's familiar, he whispers all these things I'd say. One day. I'm not touching this bitch, I swear to God. So seriously, hands-free. So breathe. Now don't look down. These times they've come, they've gone. Now none. Wake up, stand, breathe. Don't forget to stomp your fucking feet. Fight back, believe in yourself, believe in your friends, believe in something. Who here doesn't believe in anything? We have any nihilists in the room? Woo! Alright, we got 1 nihilist. I expected 1 answer. We got 2? Alright, we got 2 people in the room that give jack shit about jack shit. We love them, we need them. They balance our madness, yes, our chaos, this thing we do. And I think Leopold wants to make Leo wants to stop playing. I kicked my ass for calling him the other name. can today. It's okay. I'll forgive you. Okay. Stop. Okay. All right. So breathe and don't look down. These times have come. They've gone. Now wake up, stand up, breathe, believe. Fight. Grasp. See what I see. See these dreams. See me. Fucking believe. Why? It seemed personal. It really isn't. I'm just taking it personally. This was basically a cheerleader fight song. You know that, right? It's a list of words that say go. That was actually a list of words. Well, I was going with that one, but we were having issues there in the middle. I was
having, I have no idea.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm just
Thank you.
I'm just here. It doesn't matter.
Buy booze, the bar will appreciate it.
So will your liver.
I don't know about my liver.
Oh,
I think your sweat made me sweat.
Oh, my sweat makes everyone
sweaty,
sweat.
except that one right there. My eye.
I've been told I'm next.
I'll like get some memory card. I'm like, oh, let's see. Go outside the fan, anyone else? Sure. Maybe that'll wake your ass up.
It's all me a little bit, so it's probably up at like.
Yeah. That's why I can win.
Oh, not yet.
I'll say bye to you.
Okay, this, I'll try to keep this fairly short here. It's been a long night.
Go Bob. Good team Bob.
Huh?
I said go team Bob.
What?
Go
Go Bob.
Go, Bob.
That's cheerleading for a second.
Okay, no, I'm
3
gonna stand
seconds.
there and mumble for 5 minutes before I get started.
Okay.
Okay, it's called Billie Holiday. Kind of to a friend of mine who loves Billie Holiday, and I do too. Anyway, Billie Holiday. Dear Star, just got back from your place. Made it safe, if not sound. Been sitting here writing a poem about cats and trying to find some decent music on the radio. I'm flipping stations and all of a sudden I catch the last refrain of Billie Holiday singing, P.S. I love you. After the song was over, the radio DJ, of course, talked too much before playing more music. He talked about how Billie Holiday, when she was a child, was a street urchin. When she died at 44, people said she looked like 60 or 70. These people probably knew her twice. Once when she was a dope addict, and once through innuendo. I don't think they really knew her at all.
No, they did.
Okay, I'm glad this is a beat thing here, man, tonight, because I became a beatnik when I was like 11 years old in 1957 after reading Life magazine. A horrible article about how awful the Beat Generation people were, the beatniks, horrible beatniks, anyway. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to read that one here. Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's called,
Bob.
this is a shorty here. So anyway, I was writing stupid little rhyming poems. Then I discovered the Beat Generation, man. And I started writing stuff like this. It's called, No More Zoot Zoot and Rebop. Somebody takes you down to the Society for the Prevention of Loud Poems and sort of leaves you there. Kind of turns you in with them no home, no mo blues with no more zoot zoot and Reebok.
All right. Yeah. Say it loud.
Yeah. So anyway, when I got old enough, I was like, 17, 18 years old, I felt beat, and I wanted to go beat places, And there's no more beat of a place than Skid Row. So I started hanging around in Skid Row bars in downtown Toledo around Summit Cherry Street used to be the Toledo Skid Row. And one of the bars was called the Top Hat. It was near the old burlesque theater.
I was there.
Yeah. Anyway, and the Top Hat, this is like, 1964 or something. And you get a mug of beer for 15 cents. Anyway, it was a sleazy fucking place, I'll tell you. Anyway, there was a poem about an experience I had at the Top Hat there, called Top Hat Daddy. Top Hat Daddy, 15 cents a crack, chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Yeah, baby, I too got lost in Detroit City. And in the John, 3 guys are planning to shoot somebody. I don't think they really will, though one guy says he's got a piece. But still, they decide they just might beat him up. Or me, if I don't get out of there fast. Ching, 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 crash, boom, boom. Top Hat Daddy. 15 cents a crack. And there were 3 fights, and the fuzz all of a sudden are swarming all over the place, frisking and flailing and waving their nightsticks. The band protecting their guitars and drums long left south. And these guys with the piece are trying to look real inconspicuous. And I'm smiling really funny at this girl who's only 16. Yes, sirree. Ching, 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 crash, boom, boom. Top Hat Daddy, 15 cents a crack. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug.
All right.
You're up.
These are, just read that one there. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna try this. This looks like one of Marty's long, this looks like one of Marty's long handwritten things, but this is, I wrote this a long time ago.
Did you steal that from me, Bob?
Yeah, well, you might like, I think you might like this, Marty. But anyway, this is imagining Jack Kerouac and Marilyn Monroe in heaven.
Okay.
It's kind of like a little short one-act play. Jack Kerouac and Marilyn Monroe are holding hands in heaven.
Oh, good.
Of course, there's nothing sexual. Jack says, "Mare, your nipples in the moonlight, our naked bodies in the lake. If it were a full moon, they would be just as magically dark. Your nibs, my mouth on them, closing my eyes, your calves of goose flesh, the lily pads in my brain, the muck of the lake, oh yeah." Marilyn says, "Tijan, there are no Hollywood swimming pools in heaven. There are no marble statues on this side of death. The goose flesh on my calves is just goose flesh, standing here in this lake. And all these clouds, shit, I can't tell what kind of moon there is. Give me a towel, Jackie." Jackie says, "Mare Freight, your goosey niblets like geese guessing moons in their cold sky of squawking honk. Let's not forget the time of year. Our goose got geesed. That queer moon somehow macho." Marilyn says, "Jack shit. Don't you know how weak you are? You like my nipples? Ah, I'd rather a fool drool to suck my tits than a wimp like you to describe my nipples in the moonlight. Jack.
All right, Bob.
Jack says, Marilyn, it's a good thing we're holding hands. I'm scared. Marilyn says, it is a good thing. Jack says, of course there's nothing sexual. Marilyn says, Tijan, I'm glad you don't misunderstand me. You know, being naked and everything. Tijan says, it's okay, I'm used to it. Marilyn says, Jack, nobody knows how to do anything. Nobody knows how to do anything for anybody else. I get just as excited by your nipples in the moonlight too. But you're always wearing a flannel shirt and brim cap. Jack says, man, this is really living. Marilyn says, Jackie, don't forget you're dead. Jackie says, well, if I'm dead, then you're dead too, so what's the difference? That's what I want to know. And what about these beach towels? And what about your voracious hips and tits? Why, I know a guy in Swanton, Ohio. I know a guy in Swanton, Ohio. Yes. He calls them yippee kips and jitty pops. He's trying to tell me there ain't no swimming pools in heaven. And what do you know anyway? There you are, toweling off your crotch, your gushy little spook like nightcrawler slime on a midnight golf course by flashlight, and that's a real compliment. Why, we could have got together in life on earth and destroyed each other there instead of bickering here in heaven. Are we dead or living? I mean, what do you think heaven is anyway? Some cartoon in the sky? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just shooting my mouth off. But sometimes you just gotta say what you mean, even if it ain't too flattering to yourself. Marilyn says, Jack, I ought to knock your block off. Before we were dead, you couldn't get a whiff of this thing I'm toweling off. Oh, these absorbent cotton beach towels are heavenly. You know, Jack, I could just as easily go towel off of Cary Grant. He's up here now, you know. Or else your damn cat for a powder puff. Your compliments are insults and your insults are compliments. You're a victim of bad timing, and timing is everything, and sex is everything. Be nice, Jackie. Says you, says Jack. Life is more than a mating ritual. And death, says Marilyn. Well, Marilyn, here we are. Jackie, let's make love. Oh, Jackie, let's. Jackie didn't say anything. He just kept toweling off, even though he was already dry. And Marilyn, her eyes blue as Canada, felt the beat of her heart letting go. They were lost in heaven, dead. And the quivering meat wheel, like a buzzsaw, whirled in time.
Okay.
Darn, I've only read that once before, years ago.
Did you say Marty was
Anyway.
responsible for that?
Huh?
Did you say Marty was responsible for that?
No.
Just emulate
No,
it.
it's like something I never typed up. It's all scribbled out on long sheets of paper. And Marty had a lot of stuff like that. I'll read one more. And this is from like, I also wrote this back in like 1965 or something. There used to be a bar, Skid Row funky bar on Jefferson and 10th Street called the Rex Bar, R-E-X Bar. Rex Bar. I just love going in there. It was funky though, let me tell you. Anyway.
How funky was it?
Well, here's how funky it was. Here's how funky it was. Okay. It's called Drunken Rex Bar Overture. Urinal Blues. Sweet Daddy Lowdown, so it says above the old infected toilet I'm afraid to sit on. Oh yeah. And this place used to be good for gay boys, but now is only good for dirt. And many amazing things it says on the walls, and many amazing things are said and seen in this little lye-odored urinal with no mirrors. And an old cat says, well, here I go again on my fucking way down this fucking road which has no fucking end. You gonna drink that shit, kid? And there on the floor, an empty bottle of Thunderbird, green bottle, black rutted floor, white pea stain, spit stain, crane urinal, still life distilled. Blue be my thoughts, sweet daddy lowdown, sweet daddy shag bop, oh yeah. But I'm kinda high and feel kinda good and funky. Kind of blue, baby. And that sink so rusty, the bowl all corroded like the sink used to cry, but cries no longer, so you can't wash your hands clean. Here, the room tilts, sinking and distorting. Hi, fellas, what do you have? And out in the bar room, a babe conked out in a bare naked booth. Hustlers, hustling, thinking they ain't hustlers. Hurt by the thought of it. Oh, heavens, not us. The wrinkles in your face, you old fork digger of yesterday's Toledo Times, look for a job, a hustle, a buddy, a hit, a glass of port. Old wino worper Dan, screwy-eyed and face cocked sideways, down close to the bar top, swigging, no, guzzling, the fury of that first swallow, and him barfing it up and then chopping down the rest. Honey, you're my nightmare, so the barmaid Juanita said to him. Oh, you're the nightmare I have every night. Get lost, will ya? And him, not quite understanding, staggers out into the night with no coat on. And that babe conked out in the destitute booth, now sitting down the other end upon a torn bar stool, gazing at me with glazed angelic eyes, and playing with the top button of her low-cut blouse. And that young cat shooting pool, ready to smash someone's face apart with a drop of a word he doesn't like. And me asking the bearded cat, dudded out, cool and black beard, looking like a degenerate Charlton Heston, asking him for a spare cigarette, and him saying, sure, here, I'm a man, have all you want. He smoked crushed Luckies. And I taking 3, and he's saying, take more, and me saying, no, that will do fine, thank you. And there were a lot of old people there, and I mean old, who had such wrinkled up faces like sad prunes, and their clothes were all shaggy. 20 old daddy shag bops keeping down their booze and drinks and sitting there looking at the walls and looking at the floor and looking at their empty hands full of arthritic downfall and lost caresses, caressing their glasses of euphoria, looking at nothing. And that youngish girl, thinking she's cool above it all. And there she is, there on the floor, trying to do all the latest dances, pushing her childlike body. And she thinking she's cool, and they just thinking of her used pussy. And that fat old lady in faded calico, looking like Mama on the old TV show, and looking like she's lost Papa. And she's standing there, fried to the gills, with stones in her eyes, staring at nothing. There we all sat, in the Rex bar, like a swarm of drunken flies festooning in a tiny pile of shit. Sis boom ba rah rah rah, Rex bar, blah blah blah. End of poem, for they ain't no poem, baby, and neither am I or you. Get fucked.
All right, Bob.
Yeah, that's
Bob.
neat. Come on, man, we are poems. You wrote that 50 years ago. You
What?
have to change your mind on that.
What?
No, he's
You wrote
not
that 50
changed
years
his
ago.
mind.
We are poems, right?
Longer ago than that. Well,
We are poems. man.
I was,
We are
it's,
poems.
the Beat Generation, man, it was like, you know, Kerouac and all that, it was like,
We are.
electrified, man. I had to go out there in the fella heating streets. You know,
Feel very
Good.
get on
Frankenstein.
down there with the people, you know?
Okay, alright. Feeling very Frankenstein.
That's what's up, Bob.
What?
Frankenstein.
That sound system.
It's going to crap. Right?
Yeah.
Is it
I think it's the batteries in the microphone.
I just changed it.
Or is it maybe better to just turn it off?
I just
I want to
changed
start
it.
out with two poems by Amiri Baraka. The first one's a real short one called Monday in B flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can pray all day and God won't come. But if I call 911, the devil will be here in a minute.
Yeah!
That's a good one, Dan.
Yeah!
Oh wow.
This is my favorite Amiri Baraka poem. It's called Preface to a 20-volume suicide note. Lately I've become accustomed to the way the ground opens up and envelops me each time I go out to walk the dog, or the broad-edged silly music the wind makes when I run for our bus. Things have come to that. And now, each night I count the stars, and each night I get the same number. And when they will not come to be counted, I count the holes they leave. Nobody sings anymore. And then last night I tiptoed up to my daughter's room and heard her talking to someone. And when I opened the door, there was no one there. Only she on her knees, peeking into her own clasped hands. All right, a couple original poems. This is called Bob Dylan, Save Us. We've nursed on the shriveled tit of humanity for too long. The people are drunk on nothing. They bray in crowded streets, speaking words with no weight. And the people are cheering. They're mad with nothing. Bob Dylan, save us. The leaves are orange and dropping like insults from a president. An angry orange man, skin the color of fall leaves. The leaves are dropping like the temperature in October. Like old people without health care. Like the barometer of human compassion. Allen Ginsberg, you left us too soon. We need you to howl now more than ever. Bob Dylan, save us. There was a time when Janice and the hippies kept hope alive, but Ronald Reagan killed the hippies. No one marched against the Cold War. We need free love now more than ever. This morning I prayed to Johnny Cash, but no one listens to the Outlaws anymore. The violinist played as the Titanic sank, but it's Friday now, and everyone is at work. It's always quiet before the storm. Bob Dylan, save us.
All right.
Somebody still listens to Cash, thank you. Somebody
Couple
at
of
least in
us
this
do.
room do, yeah, I'm like, come on. Yep, Cash.
This is called Give Us This Day Our Daily Grind, an ode to the American factory worker. Every day something hurts, your back, your knees, your feet, your shoulders, your arms, your hands. And on a lot of days, two things hurt. On the bad days, it all hurts and you limp in and out of the factory. It's like that in a lot of factories, not just the one I go to every day. There's an army of American factory workers punching in and out every 8 or 10 or 12 hours. We know our trades are slowly dying off or being choked to death by corporate greed. It's cheaper to build our products in Mexico and Vietnam and China. There isn't much glamour in a factory. Most